Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and I hope you all are doing good.
Today we are going to solve a LeetCode problem, successful pairs of spells and potions. It is a medium level question. Let's read the question. You are given two positive integer arrays, spells and potions of length n and m respectively, where spells I represent the strength of the ith spell and potions j represent the strength of the jth potion. You are also given an integer success. A spell and potion pair is considered successful if the product of this strength is at least success. Return an integer array pairs of length n, where pairs I is the number of potions that will form a successful pair with the ith spell. So in the input we are given two arrays, spells and potions. Okay, and we need to find whether the product of spells and potion, which is called as strength is the product of spells and potions. So whether the strength is a successful one or not. So how will that be decided? They have given us another variable called success. If this product of spell and potion is at least 7, then we will consider that pair as successful. So the minimum value which our strength will take will be equal to 7. The very first thought to solve this problem can be to check for each spell whether there exists a potion value whose resulting product can be considered as successful. We observe that for spell 5, the potion values 2, 3, 4, 5 are resulting into a successful strength. Similarly, in spell 3, we observe that 9, 12 and 15 are the successful strengths. But for spell 1, there is no such successful strengths. So we are supposed to return the successful strengths for each spells. So we can see for spell 5, potion 2, 3, 4, 5 have been considered. So there are 4 of them which give us successful strengths. But for 1 there is none, so we have returned none. And for the spell 3, there are 3 of the potions which generate successful strengths. So you see the answer which we will be returning is 4, 0 and 3. 4, 0 and 3. I have taken the same example to explain it over here. This technique is a brute force approach wherein we will be looping through all the potion values for each spell. The time complexity of this technique will be n into m, where m is the size of the potions and n is the size of the spells. Let's further optimize the time complexity. You might struggle to come up with a better algorithm, but since I'm acquainted to this another algorithm which I'm now going to tell, it immediately clicked. You can see that in our first example, the potion is sorted. But it's not necessary that in every example it will be sorted. In example 2, you can see it is not sorted. So I have also taken another example where my potion is not sorted. So in the next step, I had to sort it. So why in the very first place we are sorting it? If you notice 6, the element 6, we see that when we find the product of 6 into 3, it is 18, and which is actually greater than 16. So as our array is sorted, we can eventually say that all the values right of my 6 will also be successful. We define our search space using two variables, that is low and high. And we also take a pivotal point which we will calculate using low and high. This pivotal point is suppose m. This pivotal point M will divide our search space into two halves. So here the index of the midpoint is 2. Now check 6 into 3, which gives us 18. Is it greater than a success value? Yes, it is. So we can automatically say that the values to the right of 6 will be greater. We do not need to check them. Now let's update our h to m minus 1. If I try to calculate the index of m, so we notice that it points to index 0. Now see, 1 into 3 is 3. Is this greater than 16? No, it is not. So we will discard this portion. Now we will update the value of low to mid plus 1. So as the value of mid was 0, so 0 plus 1, that is 1. So low will be now pointing to index 1. Now we will update the value of m. So what will be the value of m? 1 plus 1, as low is pointing to 1 and high is also pointing to 1, then we divide it, we get 1. So now check whether the midpoint is successful or not. So 1 into 3 is 3. So is 3 greater than 16? No, it is not. So we will discard this 2. So the minimum value of the portion that makes a successful pair is 6. We have to calculate the count. We will subtract the index of the minimum value from the portion length. Lastly, we will store that length in a container and return it. In this example, our answer will be 4, 0, 2. And I have highlighted the successful ones in green. Start the coding. The parameters which are passed in this function is spells, portions, which are vectors, and they have given us the value of success. And the return type of this function is vector. So we will be returning a vector. So let's write vector in pairs. So in this we will be storing the count. Now let's take the size of the portion. So I'm storing it in m variable portions dot size. Now let's sort this portion. Now for each spell I will be iterating over the portion. So for auto I spells, let's declare int low equals to 0, defining the search space over here. High equals to m minus 1, and declare a variable called found, in which I will be assigning m, and also variable mid. It will be similar to binary search, how we write the code. A little bit of modification is needed. So while low is less than equal to high, mid equals to low plus high minus low divided by 2. So long strength. In this I will be storing the product of spell and let's type custom portions. Now I will write this condition. So if this condition is true, then the current minimum value, the index of the current minimum value I am storing in found, and I will assign mid minus 1 in high. And if this statement is not true, then I will shift low to mid plus 1. After looping through portions for each spell, I will store the number of portions that will form a successful pair. Now return pairs. We are subtracting the index of the minimum value from portion length. Just throwing error because we have taken the wrong one. Now it will run. Yes, let's submit. The time complexity of this code is to sort the portion. The time complexity will be m log m, and for the binary search which we are doing, it will take log m. Since we are doing it for each spell, n is the size of spell, so time complexity will be n. So total time complexity of this code will be m log m plus n log m, or we can write it as m plus n log m. This time complexity is better than n into m.